Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Sadaf Sajjad, Administrator of Inter-Islamic Network on Space Sciences and Technology, and your host for this podcast. Since ISNET's inception, it has conducted various capacity building activities in which you all have consistently participated. In continuation of its aim to raise awareness of space science and technology, ISNET is proud to launch its podcast with the first episode of the series titled as The Young Explorer's Odyssey. Our aim of this podcast is to inform, inspire, and to ultimately show that space is for all. In this episode, we hope that we can inspire next generation of space explorers and make further impact on the community through our show. So, on today's podcast, we are joined by individuals with a long-standing association to ISNET. As an administrator, I have had the pleasure of witnessing their journey from an enthusiastic participant in ISNET's activities to a highly accomplished individual in their respective space field. I would now like to introduce our guest for today's episodes. We have Ms. Sona Guliyeva, a young and accomplished space researcher from Republic of Azerbaijan. Mr. Yasir Abbas, a dynamic innovator in the field of satellite technology from Republic of Sudan, and Ms. Dina Ragab, a talented young researcher in hydrologic sciences and geology from Arab Republic of Egypt. Thank you for joining us today. So to start off, I would like to ask that each of you has embarked on remarkable journey in the space industry. If you could choose one moment or experience that truly ignited your passion for space, what would it be and why? Starting off with Yasir, if you can please answer this question.
Hello, Ms. Sadaf. Hello, Dina and the guests, and also Sona. Nice to meet you all here, and it's my pleasure to be here. To come directly to your question, Sadaf, actually, for me, I did not fall in love with the field at first sight. I mean, it was a journey. Since I was a kid, like telecommunication technologies, I mean, at that time, it wasn't so advanced as they are now. But the concept of wireless communication always fascinated me. And I mean, it's often, I wondered how these signals did not interfere in the air. How can different people talk in the phone and each one only hear one person on the other side? So it was a journey, as I was saying, but I got involved with the satellite engineering when I was graduating from the university, bachelor degree, and then CubeSat project happened to start in the University of Khartoum. That was really the very beginning of starting. Before that, I was thinking about satellites, and even I dreamt of become involved in developing and launching the first satellite for Sudan. That somehow came true, but maybe for later I will tell a story. But if that will answer your question, Sada.
Thank you so much for sharing your motivation. Now, Sona, if you can also give your comments on this.
Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum, everyone, and thank you so much, Sadaf. I would like thank you for being here, for inviting me today to join you to this first podcast of ISNET. It's a pleasure to be with Dina and Yasir in this first episode of ISNET podcast. And for my experience, it's the same, like I think for everyone, including Yasir, me, Dina, all space enthusiasts, it's starting from childhood dream. Like I can connect it with my childhood dream, and also my love for nature. My background is environmental engineering, and I found the joy from my childhood, like to explore nature, to discover it, to understand how things work. And I can say my journey started from my grandfather's garden to the space.
Thank you for sharing your personal experience. And now moving on to Dina.
Thanks, Sada, for having me today. And I'm so pleased and grateful for meeting you all, guys. So if I think about if I would pick one experience which drove me to choose a space technology to use in my studies, I think it would be the tragic situations that I have experienced with my father. So we were traveling to one of the coastal cities along the Red Sea in Egypt. And when suddenly it rained heavily and flash flood event have bursted. So we were trapped for hours. A lot of victims lost their lives, and a lot of destructive event like infrastructures have been destroyed. So we spend a lot of time trying to move from our place to another place. This Sadaf was a really tragic situation. So I started thinking about this crisis and how to mitigate it, and when I look at the damage it happened and the tremendous loss of water in the Red Sea, I started thinking about this crisis from a scientific perspective. So that made me try to use space technology in my studies to figure out how to mitigate such events. That's why I think this one experience.
It's so fascinating that how
I wanted to share with you.
Yes, certain incidents can, provoke a passion into an individual. Thank you, Dina, for sharing your journey, for sharing this experience with us. Now, Sona, transitioning from your role as a lead GIS trainer at Azure Cosmos to now pursuing a PhD is quite a significant shift. What motivated you to embark on this academic journey in Italy? Additionally, could you also elaborate on some of the highlights and challenges you have faced during your application for this PhD program?
Thank you for your question. In general, it was the difficult decision for me, as I've been honored to work in Azure Cosmos, it is space agency of Azerbaijan Republic. At the same time, continue my lecture, university lecture at a National Aviation Academy. But I think it was very hard first. Like I never believed like I can go outside of my country. I worked a lot with the international scientists as well as your organization. I had the honor to be invited like a trainer, and also with another international society for remote sensing, photogrammetry, and geographic information system. I've been involved also several projects in Azerbaijan. But what motivated me mostly aspiration for PhD, not just doing some to research, but it inspired me the project proposed by Politecnico di Torino, Italian University, where I'm currently now doing my PhD research, and new technology. I was thinking I should make this decision for improving my skill, for after to share this knowledge with everyone. Like it is a new level, like to be in outside of your country, to gain new knowledge, and as well as if we talk about the challenge for me, like a usual girl from the Azerbaijani family, it was quite difficult to live away from family, to go alone like a woman to outside of your country. But I decided so for prove myself, to establish to stand my own, I have to meet this challenge. And inspiration was the project here in Turin. It's related to application of digital twin for urban environmental management.
Okay, so it's really inspiring that you took the challenge.
I hope that I.
Yes, you did. And if you can also shed some light, was it difficult, the application procedure? It will be a guidance for our audience as well. What's the application procedure like for PhD in Italy?
In general, PhD abroad, like specifically for my PhD, it was my first experience and it was successful. And like I was thinking like maybe I will fail, but because it is very difficult competition in general for PhD scholarship, specifically also in this university. It was consist from, as a usual for any, I think for any PhD program for entering to university, from different level application, like writing, preparing your documentation. And I had enough experience with working in space agency and also publishing paper and working with the academic world. So after the first level, you have to move to the second level, like for interview, to prove what is your inspiration, what's your motivation, what you want to do during this project, and showcase your real interest. So I think like in general, I have to say like challenge is the whole process, and after you have like it is just the starting. I tend to say like the application is just the starting, and after you will meet more challenging. But if you are enjoying of the field you are working, you will not see in this some difficulty. You will just enjoy the process.
Thank you so much, Sona. I hope it may inspire other individuals who are thinking to pursue their PhD as well. Yasir, you won significant accolades, including the IEF Emerging Space Leader Grant, the Student Grant by IEEE GRSS, and you were also awarded the Postgraduate Study on Nanosatellite Technologies in Japan by UNOSA. So could you share with our audience how you attained these accomplishments, including insights into the application process involved? Moreover, have these grants supported your work and career aspirations in the space sector?
Thank you, Sadaf. Thank you. Actually, I was, yes, lucky to get as astonishing as these amazing grants. And usually for us, people starting their career in a different, in a different path than their peers, grants serves as a gateway to new opportunities. And it will allow you to get connections with the space community and with the new community, whatever this new endeavors you are looking to achieve. So for me, these grants offer me a valuable recognition, and also it helped in networking and allowed me to attend events, conferences, and to do some collaborations. Thanks to them, I got connected with professionals all over the world, and also grants actually provided me with the necessary support, confidence, and resources in the field. For the application, usually you try every door. You knock at every door and every gate, and one door will be open to you. However, it's always better to suit yourself with the tools. So the providers of these grants, they have also goals, and they have aims, and they want to achieve them. So align yourself with these goals, and it will be a mutual benefit for you and for them. So for me, actually, it was one of the defining moments to receive the PNST award from the United Nations Office of Outer Space Affairs, and with the Japanese government. They granted me to do the PhD in one of the most prestigious universities in Japan. Actually, it's the university that hold the record for launching satellites, and it allowed me to witness the journey of a satellite project, from the idea, design, development, manufacturing, then testing, launching, orbiting the Earth, operation, and up to the re-entry, and then starting new project. I mean, the whole process, usually very few people get involved in the whole journey of a satellite project, and this was my I mean, luckiness, if I may say, to witness them in QTech in Japan. Most of the other grants also, you apply to them, and then you use your networking to get advices and to get successfully accepted. People never get accepted usually at the first time, so keep trying and be persistent, and one day a great gate will be open to you, if I may say.
And if I may add that, would you like to give credit to ISNET also, that it motivated you in 2014?
Very much, actually very much, Sadaf, because the first international conference I attended, it's the ISNET workshop. It wasn't only a conference, it was a workshop, and it got me involved. Actually, the friendship I made in that conference is still, it was long time ago, actually, long time ago, and still I'm in contact with the people I met in that conference. It's not always about the technical, it's also about the network, it's about being in the community. And I do give credit to ISNET for that. What ISNET did was very great. If I may share my experience in that conference specifically, Sadaf, you may not know that, I'm not sure, but my paper in that conference got rejected. It wasn't ready.
Yes.
It wasn't in a form to be published, and my presentation wasn't ready. And then I kept asking for, okay, I'm doing improvements, and I will do that. I was like in my first year of my master's, just in Turkey, and then I kept asking for chances. And then ISNET granted me to attend the workshop without presenting because my paper wasn't ready. I'm not sure if you know that, but that actually hooked me to the community, and it was a great opportunity, actually. And it wasn't the last time. It was the first time for me with ISNET programs, but it wasn't the last time. I attended another conference organized by ISNET, and I was planning to host one in Sudan, but due to many circumstances, maybe in the future, hopefully the hard time for Sudan will pass, and maybe in the future we can do it.
Inshallah. And we are really proud in ISNET. We are really proud of the fact that the association we create through ISNET's activities are not just for that particular event, but it's long lasting. So the networking, it helps the participants as well as the trainers. So thank you, Yasir, for your answer. Moving on, Dina, as a Fulbright alumna, how has this experience shaped your understanding of RS and GIS? And what were some of the highlights of your graduate studies? Personally, I was very excited when I heard that you were selected for this Fulbright program.
Thanks, Sona. Thank you. This is really great question, Sona. So, okay, thinking about Fulbright experience as a whole is like a bright spot in my life. So, from scientific perspective, the courses that I have learned, the knowledge that I have gained during my study as a hydrologic sciences program at BSU have had improved my research skills actually. So I have, for example, I have never done coding before, I have never done the uncertainty analysis, which is really important for improving your research methods and the answer to mitigate and also to mitigate the uncertainty and the uncertainties in your results. So this was really great this was really great experience that I have from this program. Furthermore, previously I only thought about applying my research approach at a smaller scale, but now I think more broadly and try to apply this approach and check its applicability on larger scales, like the areas that have the similar conditions. Talking about also my leadership skills, they are way more better than before. So now I believe I can properly lead my research group in conducting research with no help. So this was very great experience in my life. Regarding the second part of your question, it was about what opportunities or what the highlights?
Yes,
the highlights in my. Yeah, okay. The highlights in my, I think one of the key highlights in my graduate study is receiving the award of the best presented poster in the second international symposium. It was held. It was about the flash flood events in the Wadi systems, and this conference was held in Egypt, in Gona, in campus El Gona, in Berlin University. One other highlight may be getting the GEM Scholarship Award from Boise State University. Boise State University introduced this award for students who have an outstanding academic record. So this was a very good highlight in my research career and graduate studies. Maybe I don't remember others actually, Sadaf, but this may be the key highlights in my graduate studies.
Yes, and we are really proud of it. And thank you for sharing it with us. Also, Dina, if there are any upcoming projects that you are particularly excited about, like in your role at NRC.
Okay, so currently we are working on a project concerning concerning the shallow aquifer occurrence and the natural discharge phenomena in the Wadi system, in the Saharan desert. This is a really good phenomena to study in such arid environments, especially with the climate change phenomena, which is it's a global issue, and actually we want to overcome the consequences of this phenomena. So we are trying to find and explore new locations of shallow aquifers to reduce the economic constraints instead of targeting the deep aquifer to get the water for smaller communities in these arid environments. So you are targeting shallow aquifers, and this will reduce economic expenses. So we are studying the natural discharge and shallow aquifer in such environments, and we are working on the Western Desert of Egypt as a test site. Then we are going to generalize this approach at other localities like Saharan Africa and Arabian Peninsula. And we use the different a geo-environmental approach using remote sensing, GIS, and hydrogeophysical investigation to study this phenomena. So I think this is this answers your question. So
very interesting projects indeed. Thank you, Dina. With the International Astronautical Congress, IAC, scheduled to be held soon in October, I would like to tell our audience that Ms. Sona's proposal for its special session has been accepted. And also in 2023, she was honored with its Young Pioneer Award. So, Sona, what this recognition means to you in the context of your career and contributions to the space industry. Also, I would like to add that Sona won ISNET's first outstanding award on SDG as well. So, Sona, over to you.
Thank you, Sadaf. Thank you highlighting all of these events which happened like related with awards. In general, I feel like it seems like I understand like we have the same research interests with Dina, because like regarding related to your question, let me start with the first question. Like with the special session, I am really feel lucky because this year I will be just not a participant, not a paper presenter, but also I will be in the team in organization of special session together with my friend Alina from Romania, and we will organize special session related to application geographic information technology for emergency response. And also together has relationship between with my current research with also targeting to application new technology like digital twin, GIS, remote sensing for disaster, climate hazards, and for emergency response. And regarding to award, what this recognition bring for me, it was a very nice experience for me. I've been honored to be astronautical EF Young Pioneer last year, and it opened for me, I think, like a new door for developing in space sector, as well as I see this opportunity to organize special event related to my award. Like after award, I felt more confident in contribution on the work what I am doing. And specifically for ISNET award, it was one of the best experience in my life, and one of the interesting and happy time to be in Islamabad in 2022 year. And this initiative also was related with the climate change and sustainable development goal. And I think it was the last question. I was trying to.
No, thank you. Thank you. And
Thank you.
I would also like to tell our audience that inshallah soon we'll be launching the second ISNET's Outstanding Award. So hopefully we'll receive more applications and more interesting concepts. So Yasir, now over to you. We know that you are currently research assistant at UA University, but with your fulfilling experience in Sudan's first CubeSat and other various satellite projects, are there any plans or aspirations you have in space entrepreneurship direction?
Actually, Sadaf, yes, in the space entrepreneurship is maybe it will be the future of the space. You may say now the company is the private companies, the IoT satellite, the telecommunication, it's all evolving, and actually it's getting larger and larger. I mean, these companies and these projects are getting larger in scale and in the impact. So previously, very few agencies were able to launch satellites, but now with the small satellites concept, many organizations, even schools, high schools, they are able to launch satellites with different levels or with different scales. For the future, insights about the satellite entrepreneurship, I think personally I do participate in some projects that hopefully will will be announced soon, and it might be I won't say it will be changing. I mean, technology edge or changing points in my career, but hopefully it will have a good impact to the people and to the countries that are participating in.
Inshallah.
So inshallah. In UAE also. Yes, please, Salah, please.
Yes, I was saying just yes, inshallah, and we will look forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So now the other question is for all three of you. That as individuals who have pursued advanced studies and gained significant experience abroad, how do you perceive the impact of brain drain on the development of space science and technology in your home countries? And what measures do you believe can be taken to mitigate its effects? Like, you all have done your studies from abroad, and some of you are not in your home country right now. So if you can shed some light on the impact of brain drain. Sona, let's start with
Salah,
you.
of the impact of brain.
Yes, yeah, Yasir.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, I can say. So regarding to brain drain, maybe it's probably like worldwide problem for country like developing country, whereas specifically not just for the space field, but also in general in different field. But from my experience, what I can say, like again to repeat, like I was working from my country because we are living in the internet world. Like I've been able to work using internet connection, but at this one stage, I understood that I need to go and to understand outside what's going and what's the research to collaborate in person. So to meet this challenge and to make home country space field, I think like we have to be in collaboration in our country. We can mitigate in this point, like to collaborate in our country, even to being abroad. Like from my experience, what I can say, like to be connected to your country. Like today I am working in the research provided with the Italian government, but at the same time, additional activity, what I am trying to do, like it is just a half year I am abroad, but still I am trying my best to make collaboration project with my home country, and again related to space field. I think like it could be some solution for like any specialist who is abroad now.
Yes, it's a great suggestion. Also, Yasir and Dina, if you can further briefly, since we are short on time, briefly, elaborate on this question.
Yes, Sadaf, I think it's one of the SDGs that to partnership for achieving the goals. I mean, it's always very good to have partners and to work together. I mean, there is a saying, if you want to go further, go together, right? So it's always a shortcut to get trained from experts, and of course in our developing countries, other countries, Pakistan and many other countries already was in this field for a long time, and it's their role to take to train people and researchers from other countries so that they won't spend the same amount of time of the pioneers. I mean, the pioneers, of course, paved the way, but for the rest of the comers, they must arrive faster so that they can help in adding to the science and adding to the technology and being having a good impact in the field.
Great advice. Dina, what about you?
Okay. I think I totally agree with Sona and Yasir in their suggestions. So as Yasir said, if you want to go further, you go with together. So it's really good suggestion. I want to add also one thing. If you studying abroad and the scientific gathering is a great experience and is a great platform to discuss to discuss science as a whole. It's not about space only. So it's a really good platform to discuss with more experienced scientists to improve your research as a whole. So this was only one point I wanted to add to Sona and Yasir's talk. Thanks, Sona.
You are right, rightly said so. And at this point, we would like to conclude our first episode of the podcast. Thank you, Sona, Yasir, and Dina, for sharing your invaluable insights and experiences in the space industry. Your journeys serve as inspiration for aspiring professionals. Today's discussion has shed light on the diverse opportunities and challenges within the realm of space exploration, remote sensing, and satellite technology. So as we continue this journey together, we want to say to the passionate youth dreaming of the cosmos that stay true to your passion and relentlessly pursue it. Thinking about your career in space now can make most for your future tomorrow. So stay tuned for our next episode, where we will delve deeper into the fascinating world of space exploration and discovery. Until then, take care, goodbye, and Allah Hafiz. Thank you.
Thanks, Sona.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and thank you, Sadaf, and thank you, ISNET, for organizing this.
Thank you so much.